Hello, 8th graders. Today we are on day number 3 of our VEXcode VR part 2 and 3 project. And as you can see on your screen, today we're going to start a new code blocks project. That code blocks project that we create today is going to allow us to use bumper sensors and then add conditions to our wait until control blocks. And so conditions are reasons or things that our robot will respond to. So if something happens, we want our robot to do one thing. If something else happens, we want something else to obviously be the response. And so that's what conditions are as it relates to computer programming, kind of true and false statements. If something is true, we want letter A to happen. If something is false, we want letter B to happen. That sort of thing. And then you're going to watch the using help tutorial today. And our essential question today is, how does a Boolean expression help with coding certain programs? So again, we need to know that definition of a Boolean expression and just how do we use that within computer programming. All right, so pause this video right now and open up your design notebook. All right, your design notebook is now open. You can see for day number 3 what we're going to be doing. In class, you hopefully reviewed kind of the robot sensors. And today, one of the sensors that you're going to do some programming with is the bumper sensor. And you are going to today use the wait until block, use the bumper sensors, and then kind of use the help feature to just kind of help you with questions as you are using the VEXcode VR program. All right. And so today this is going to, we're going to be working in the kind of the developing ideas portion of our design process. All right, let's scroll down. We get to our essential question. Here is our question that should be in the back of our minds today. How does a Boolean expression help with coding certain programs? Again, our definition here of a Boolean expression is a programming code that's either valued as true or false. So again, like I mentioned before, if the bumper sensor, if a robot runs into something, if it bounces into something, we want letter A to happen. Okay, we want one thing to happen, one condition. If it's not bumping into something, we want something else to be happening. All right, and so that's kind of what a Boolean expression is. So how does that help in computer programming, thinking of things as true and false statements? And notice today that this question is in orange. So this is a should do question. You don't have to necessarily answer this, but you really should answer this question. So process this, think a little bit about this question before you answer this today. All right, again, day 3, so you should have a goal for yourself today. What would you like to accomplish, or what's something that you'd like to learn? Maybe you'd like to learn a little bit more about what these Boolean expressions are, and hopefully you maybe do see that as you go through this today. All right, so set a goal for yourself. This would be a good time to pause the video and set that goal. Now that hopefully you've got that goal set, we're going to scroll down and find day number 3. So as I scroll through here, we finally get to, there we go, day number 3. So developing ideas. All right. So today I'm just going to read through this, follow along here with me, using the wait until, the bump sensors, and then using the help feature. So that's today's activity. Follow along as I read here. Using the wait block is common in programming. It allows the programmer to use the amount of time that elapses to control the extent of a robot's motion. Programmers can also control the extent of a robot's motion by having it pause and wait until something happens, usually until a signal is received from a sensor. The block responsible for this control is called the wait until block, because the robot will wait until a specific action or response is received. Once you begin to understand the use of the wait until block, it will be a time to add a condition in the wait until block to make the robot read the signal from the bump sensor when it bumps into a wall. This way the program will not pause indefinitely. Instead, it will continue to the next block of code and stop the robot from driving. To support you in your programming experience, VEXcode VR provides helpful information about each code block. You'll learn how to access that extra support. All right, so that's some background information that's going to help you now today. So again, we have set this up as a checklist for you just to go through one step at a time. So once you've completed a step, you can right click on each of these boxes, change it to a check mark showing that you've done it. So right now let's open the VEXcode VR program. Here you see the VEXcode link. Open this up, pause the video, open up this, and then we will get started as we go through this for today. Now my suggestion today is that you split your screen just like we have here. So you're able to see your VEXcode VR program over here on the right, and then you can also read what we're supposed to do in our design notebook. It makes it a little bit easier than just kind of jumping back and forth between tabs all the time. All right, so today, the next thing you're going to do is from the File menu, you're going to select a new Blocks project and start a new program. So up here in the File, you're just going to choose New Blocks Project. I don't want to save what I had there, and so that should clear everything out and give you a new project. So go ahead and do that now, and then add these following blocks. Okay, just like you see in this picture, add those following blocks. So go ahead and pause this video and do that now. Alright, so we've got these blocks in here, and one of the things you're going to notice is this wait until block has this hexagon in it. We're going to put something in there. We're going to tell our robot what to wait for after a bit. Right now we're just going to leave it blank. Okay, so go ahead and change each of these to a check mark showing that you have completed those steps. Then we're going to continue going down. So we're going to now test our code in the grid map playground. And it might take a little while for something to happen, but something will happen. And then answer this next question over here. What does the robot do and why do you think this happened? Okay, so you're going to go to the playground. You're going to open up the playground. We are going to choose the grid map playground. So I'm going to choose the grid map playground. And then you are going to play it to see what this does. All right, once this playground loads, you're going to choose play and see what this robot does. So go ahead and do that now and then answer this question here. What does the robot do and why do you think this happened? So go ahead and do that. All right, hopefully you saw what happened. Think about what happened as you answer that question. Moving on, it is now time to add a condition to that wait until block. So we're going to add something to this hexagon. So we're going to go by and we're going to choose the sensing category. Let me just make this a little bit smaller here. We're going to choose the sensing category over here and to see some of the different codes that could go into this hexagon. Okay. Notice then that I'm going on to this next question, how some of those sensing blocks are shaped like a hexagon and others are shaped like an oval. So what's the difference between those two? Pause this video and answer that question right now. Now that you have an answer to that question, we are going to drag the left bumper switch. We're going to drag the left bumper pressed hexagon block and put it into the hexagon shape inside of this wait until block. So here I see left bumper pressed. I'm going to drag that over and put that right here, maybe, right there inside the wait until block. You'll hear a click to know that you've got it in the right spot. If you try this and you don't hear that click, there we go, then I know it's in the right spot. So in programming a condition like this, where it's a yes or no question, is the left bumper pressed, yes or no? That is what is a Boolean expression. So a lot of code blocks that use these expressions, they're just asking true or false statements. All right? So as we scroll down, we are faced with another question. What does the left bumper pressed Boolean expression check for? What's this question asking? What is your answer? Pause this video and answer that question. All right, next we are going to test this code out. So just these couple steps here in the grid map playground. So go ahead and open up the playground, the grid map, and play this code to see what your robot does. And then we have another question over here. What does your robot do? Answer that question in your design notebook. And also, we have an aspire to answer question as well that says, explain the robot's behavior and the effect of the Boolean expression. So this is basically now asking, What's the relationship between what you see the robot do now in the playground compared to what it did before, now that we put this left bumper pressed kind of command in our code? All right, so relate this command to what you see and how that's different than what we did, what we saw, back a few steps when we didn't have anything in that hexagon in the wait until box. All right, so pause the video and answer those questions now. All right, our next step is to replay the program. So you're going to just play this again, and this time we want you to watch up here in the upper right-hand corner underneath where it says bumper. Watch what it says for those bumper sensors, okay, as you play this program. When you do, and you pay attention to that, answer the following question. What are the bumper sensor values? Do they change when the robot hits the wall, and if so, what do they change to? So go ahead, play this again in the grid map program. Pay attention to what the sensors say up here in the upper right corner, and then answer that question. Once you've completed that question, now we just want to save this. Rather than saving this as VEXcode project, like every new project will have that name, we want to change this to bumper sensor. Remember camel case, bumper sensor. No spaces, capitalize each word, underscore our initials. We want to rename this and then save it to our device. So I'm going to go to File, Save to my device. It automatically saves it right to your Chromebook there. And then we're going to go up to Tutorials, and we're going to watch the Using Help tutorial. And then as you watch that, answer this question. What's displayed when you use the Help feature on a few of the blocks? So as you go through this tutorial, then answer this question below. Tutorials are all right up here. So you're just going to scroll down and find the Using Help. Let me see if I can find it here. There it is, Using Help tutorial. You're going to watch that one, answer this question. And then today, once you've done that, you have your summary. What is something that you accomplished? What's something that you learned today? Write those in complete sentences, and then you see the stop sign, and you are done for day number 3. If you have questions about any of this, please reach out to your teacher, and we would love to help you on this. So have a good day, get this done, get your day 3 activities done.